and welcome to another episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter, where today I'm going to be using my ATN Laser Ballistic 1000, comparing it to my Nikon CoolShot 40i. So I'm going to be doing that comparison. But before we get started, remember, hit that subscribe button down below, right down here, wherever it's at. Hit that like button, hit that share button, make sure you hit some comments. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. So, today, what I've done is I've randomly set up in a spot to use my ATN Laser Ballistic 1000 and my CoolShot here from Nikon. We're going to do a comparison and see what the difference is, if any. The main thing with this one here, that I have it Bluetooth to my scope. So in order to do that, you go into your, I believe it's your system settings, go down to Wi-Fi Bluetooth, turn that on. Also make sure you turn on your ballistic calculator, because that's going to determine with this here. And then you go into the pairing mode, and that's it. That's all you got to do. So it's pretty, there's videos on that on the internet, on YouTube. I'll let you, if you guys want to go into it deep. If you want me to go into it deeper, just let me know, and I can do that for you. So yeah, like I said, I'm just set up here at a random range. I got my bag down there, of course. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to target my zero, or get my range with my Nikon CoolShot 40i. And it says I'm at 48 yards. Okay, so now I'm going to, but before I do that, let me check my app here on the temperature. Because that's one thing that determines the ballistic calculator. And it says I have a breeze out here, but I don't see anything or feel anything. And my temperature says it's 43, so let me go into my settings here, and I'm going to go into my environmental setting. Let's see, humidity is at 43%. I'm going to set that. Next thing I'm going to set is my temperature. It says it's 43. My barometric pressure, it says, oh, timed out. And my barometric pressure is 30.37, and I'm pretty close with that. Okay, and the other thing I will be doing is a review on some wind gauges and stuff like that I have, and with some apps that I have. I'll do a review on those. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to back out of there. My altitude, of course, is 6,000 feet. Okay. Scope over here. Okay, one thing I did to help me level this out a little bit is I put some shims underneath my right leg over here. It because my table is on a little bit of an angle. We're just making my shooting pot here on a little bit of an angle, so I've adjusted that. Okay, so what did I say this was? 40 something? 48.8 on 48 yards. So now I'm going to go into my range. I'm going to set my range manually. I'm going to set it down to 48. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to adjust my pod here. Okay, I'm going to put an arrow in. Okay, so set at 48 yards. Okay, so I'm going to turn that camera off, and I'm going to start recording on this one here, and I'm going to record on this one here for a while. So don't go nowhere, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm recording on my scope. Like I said, we're set at 48 yards manually with the COOLSHOT. So let's take our first shot. Let's see. Alright, shot number one with the Nikon COOLSHOT. 48 yards. Ah, pretty doggone good there. Make sure my shims are good. And you can see where it's at. Right there. Okay. So now, let me turn this. I got to turn my scope off each and every time because it'll do all sorts of funky things. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to use my laser ballistic 1000, and maybe you guys will see it change. I don't know, but we'll find out. Okay, my laser ballistic thing came at 47 yards. Okay, so it may have made a little bit of adjustment, so let's see how we do. Okay, that one was a little low, but again, I'm not going to be shooting exactly for a target range because it's a little cool out here for me right now. But you can see there, it was pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down and move my target in closer, and then we'll start with the laser ballistic 1000. Okay, so the first shot here will be with the laser ballistic 1000. I really wish I could see if the reticle is moving. I really can't. So let's see how we do. What's our range? It says 33 yards. Okay. So we're going to go to the top left. But before I do that, I need to cock it and put an arrow in. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it cocked and the arrow inside. So let's see how we do. I think I said, was it 33 yards? Okay, so that one went possibly through the target and hit my neighbor's shed back there, so I destroyed another arrow. So let me go check on that and I'll be right back. Okay, so actually that one totally missed the target. So that tells me one thing, that maybe this laser ballistic 1000 isn't working like it should be. So let's find out. So we're going to use my Nikon COOLSHOT and see where we're at. That says I'm at 34. What, baby? Okay, okay. Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Yeah, that's my son. Sorry about that, so let me do this again. 34.5. So I'm going to need to go into my settings and reset it, so I don't have to turn my scope off to do that. Okay, so I reset it, set it 34, manually set it. So let's bring this down a little bit and see if we do better this time. Okay, that was a lot better. Okay. Yeah, that was a lot better. Where does it? So let me bring it into some more yardage here. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are at a closer range. So what I've done to see if this is actually moving with the ballistic 1000 is we're going to set the scope close as we can to center here. Make sure it's level. Okay, so we'll start it there, and let me do a test here, see which one does it. So we are at 22 yards, and did it move it? It looks like it moved it. So maybe this time we got it. So let me put an arrow in. And let's hope we hit the target this time. And we did. Okay. So that looks pretty good. So let's do it with the Nikon, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my Nikon said 23 yards. So I've reset it manually for 23 yards. So let's see how we do. Okay. So where was that? So shooting kind of high, which is I'm expected. Not really expected, but didn't plan on. But so I've probably got some little more fine tuning to do with the zero on this scope, which is fine. We're all learning the scope together. And I just noticed that one of my shims came out, but that's okay. So we'll back on out of here, and I'll bring myself back up on the other camera. Okay, so we see we have a little bit of work to do with this laser ballistic 1000 from ATN. It looks like we got a little bit better performance though using the Nikon manually setting the yardage. So I'm good at manually setting the yardage, but obviously with the ballistic, laser ballistic, it'll be a lot quicker to do it with this. So I got a little bit of work to do with this. So I'll do that. Not today, of course, probably, but hopefully in the near future, I'll do some work with it. Maybe I can get my tablet out here and I can actually see what's going on when I'm hitting my measurements here. Because we got basically a yard variance in shooting with, I got a longer with the ATN and shorter with the CoolShot from Nikon, or vice versa. I really don't remember off the top of my head because I really wasn't paying attention like I should have. But we had that one shot that went wild, really wild. So I'm probably going to have to go back to 60 yards and really fine-tune the scope, which is fine. When I did it the other day, it was colder than, like I said, I didn't have my hoodie on, I didn't have my gloves with me, and it was cold, and I was probably still off a little bit. So, with that said, remember, family first. Take care of your family. By all means, get out there and hunt, and see you on the next episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter.